What's up, YouTube? I'm back with another video for you guys. Today I want to talk about extraterrestrials. Do you believe in extraterrestrials? I know I do. Even though that a lot of people may think that a lot of things that I post are about being a skeptic, I'm not a skeptic. So today I want to run down some things about extraterrestrials. All right? Let's start for one. Everybody hit that like button before you get into this video. Thank you for the support. If you're new to my channel, please subscribe. You might like this channel, maybe, give it a chance and see, what you find interesting. But I say I just come up with a lot of interesting things. All right. So we know that the universe is large, right? And we also know that good old NASA tells us that there is no life out there in the universe, but they are open to the possibilities, right? Now, of course, some of us may believe and some of us may not believe because, we've been lied to for quite a long time. So it's hard to believe individuals that claim to be on our side, right? We're the citizens of the world, right? So you would think these people who run these governments consider themselves our equals, right? To tell us, oh yeah, this is going on and this is going on. But of course, we don't get that type of luxury. Anyways, we know there's an upcoming congressional hearing on the 13th of November. And it's weird how, there's a lot of weird movements and patterns going around. We just got to pay attention because I think a lot of stuff that's being put out there, promoted out there, is a bunch of nonsense just to bring forward Project Bluebeam. I don't know if you're familiar with it. I would say research it so you can familiarize yourself what that's all about. But it's interesting to note that even in ancient Mesopotamia, as we all know, or at least some of us do, that these Sumerians left behind thousands of clay tablets talking about gods from the sky that came to the earth, seeded humanity, not just humanity, but every living creature on this planet, and brought down kingship, governments. All right? But it's mythology. That's what they call it. Mythology. It's not real. But then this so-called mythology ends up in the Bible that billions of people read worldwide. I don't get that part. Now, it's not just mentioned in the Bible, especially some characters such as Abraham. No, of course, also acknowledged. But that's one of the things that a lot of people just, they look at things, but they don't research far back to ancient history, especially the first civilization on planet Earth, which is the Sumerians, who lived in ancient Mesopotamia. But if we're talking about, we got the UAPs all over the sky, that doesn't necessarily mean it's extraterrestrial. It can also be domestic aircrafts not familiarized by us citizens, right? Only our governments know exactly what they are, clearly. It's not like they're going to be out in the open and tell us what they are. But what if these objects in the skies are of extraterrestrial origin? What if? Because again, we get different types of accounts. Then you got these so-called whistleblowers who, if they were such whistleblowers, they'd be telling everything, not keep some things here and then some things back and not mention anything. In my opinion, a whistleblower is somebody who goes all the way, regardless of what happens. Because at the end of the day, if you're for humanity, you're going to say what you need to say for humanity. You know what I'm saying? Anyways, I put myself in that situation because at the end of the day, I know that if I was on that side of the fence, okay, and I wanted humanity to know the truth, come on now, guys. At the end of the day, we ain't going to hold nothing back. We're just going to let humanity know what it is, So of course you would be jailed for speaking things that you supposedly not supposed to say. Really? It's not like you giving up security in regards to, your government's this and that, things that are sensitive that no one should know, not even us. And I get that part. But the extraterrestrial part, come on, man. I mean, we get there. There's supposedly NASA's telling us that on this exoplanet K2 18b, there's a lot of things going on there where, this is supposed to be a big size, bigger than Earth, rather. I think a couple times, maybe 10 times bigger. That sounds like a Nibiru to me, I mean, if you really think about it. But, they say Nibiru don't exist and all this good stuff, and it's fine. But November 13, okay, going back to that date, there's going to be, once again, a congressional hearing where they're talking about what these UAP objects are. Not only that, but also objects that come from our seas worldwide. Okay? There's objects that come from the seas out into the air, flying out into the air like they just came out of a cave somewhere underground somewhere. It's just weird because we know that human beings cannot exist far down below our seas, right? So much pressure will kill us on instantly. Instantly. Yet you have these objects that pop right out of the seas into the sky. How's that even possible? But you still got to deal with these individuals that claim they're for us. And clearly they're not, because if they were, they'll be transparent with us. Let's talk about NASA for a second there. NASA had an independent, supposedly, independent group of 16 people, right? Now, they call this an independent group, but then when the administrator brought them together and then they made a conclusion, he's saying that they're the government. Okay, so how can we say that these 16 people, okay, who were top in their profession, I'm saying I'm not taking anything away from any of those people. However, this could be some type of things ahead of time that, they might have signed a non-disclosure agreement where perhaps they were not allowed to say what they have found. Don't forget that if you've seen the congressional hearing of 2023, with David Grush coming out and all that good stuff, right? Don't forget that they mention a lot of things, especially the Department of Defense, where they said, they're giving a description of what these objects could be. Okay, from some type of atmospheric phenomenon, or they say it could be also special projects from private companies, and then they say a possibility. If you heard what the guy said at the end there, I'm talking about from the Department of Defense. He was saying that something about being surprised and the element of surprise, and then scientific discovery. So, in other words, it's like saying if they discover that life, is out there, which I believe already does, because too many people have been coming out, they just keep denying it and denying it and denying it. One of the things I wanted to say briefly, though, going back to this congressional hearing on the 13th of November, is that they mentioned some name, Immaculate Constellation. That's supposed to be some type of secret UAP project or whatever it is. But then what I don't understand is why release such information beforehand? You're preventing the individual that was going to talk to us publicly, the public, about all of this. But yet, in them being too anxious, I'm talking about these reporters out there that, these people that they thirst for attention. You know what I'm saying? A lot of them, okay? Because at the end of the day, if there's a congressional hearing and what what in the world are you doing even mentioning any little bits and pieces of the, of what's going to be talked about at the meeting? You're messing it up because clearly that's going to prevent the individuals that you know who they are, and the other people know who they are. Now they're going to stop them from going to such a congressional hearing. So I want you guys to tell me what you believe down in the comments section. Do you believe extraterrestrials exist? Do you think we're just goo and we just came out of nowhere? And, at the end of the day, I know to some people they use religion, so they say that we were created by a unseen God, but they seem to forget that we are biological entities, which means something biological created us. Okay? Let's be honest. And if you think that extraterrestrials, going back to the Mesopotamians, okay? Because in their literature, it's clearly that these beings from the skies came to the earth and created us. Now, I know there's going to be those people that'll be like, wait a minute. They didn't say that their gods are real people, so they made these little statues to represent all of these gods. Oh, yeah, they created some statues. Please, okay, let's stop. Let's stop. Because at the end of the day, they know what they saw. They know what they saw. And we know what they saw. It's just sad that we continue to manipulate humanity into believing that we just come from goo, nothing. And we're the only ones existing in this entire universe. Because bear in mind, people, that once life is officially acknowledged, there's going to be a lot of questions. Don't forget, there's going to be tons of questions. People are going to want to ask questions about, God. Who is God? Some people may say, oh, well, if extraterrestrials exist, then who is God? So there's going to be a lot of things, but they seem to forget that throughout history, man has used certain means, which is religion, to control people. It's unfortunate that that's an actual fact, because they don't allow you to think for yourself. They want you to think what they want you to think. They want you to be controlled. They want you to wake up every day and do the same thing every single day, all the way to the day you die. Isn't that lovely? Isn't that lovely? Doing the same shit every single day. Every day. All right? From starting from birth. You're giving a name. I was about to say bad words. I'm sorry. I don't want to get already banned. But being born on planet Earth, you get a number. 9 numbers, by the way. We all know that part, right? They call it the Social Security number. Think about why you think that they created these systems, people. Okay? So when you have people that control the top, they can say whatever they want to say. And everybody believes it.